Hey everyone, it's Anna. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. I am excited to be coming on today to introduce you to the May limited edition red rubber set from Impression Obsession. It is a perfect set for summer and Father's Day. So let me introduce you to it. This is for May 2023. So there's this great image of a boat tied up to a dock here with some cattails in the background. There's a fish. I have no idea what kind of fish that is. There's a lure here with a couple of hooks there at the bottom. There's a lure here with a spinner, and maybe that's even a fly. I'm not sure. And then this is a little fly down here at the bottom as well. So I love those little images. And then of course there's the guy there in the water getting ready to net a fish. And there are 3 sentiments in the set. There's Happy Father's Day, Just Dropping You a Line, and There Is Simply Nothing, absolutely nothing, half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats. So I love that sentiment there at the bottom. And if you're familiar with red rubber stamps from Impression Obsession, you know the nice deep etched quality that they make. So wonderful set, and it was really fun to make samples with. Let me show you a couple other products that I used for my samples. So I used this stamp here. This is the worn linen stamp from Jeannie, and she released this several months ago. And I just love this stamp. I find myself reaching for it quite often, actually. I just love the look that it gives. And then I also used this one. This is called Shiplap, and it just looks like wood planks laying side by side. Well, it looks like shiplap, of course. And then I used this one. This one is called, I think it's called Sketched Checkerboard. And I just thought this was kind of a rustic take on gingham. So really, really love this stamp. So each of these little line areas is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines repeated. So cute. So I did use those. I also used several different inks. I used Vintage Photo from Distress Ink. I used the black hybrid ink from Impression Obsession to stamp a couple sentiments. And then of course I used my VersaFine Vintage Sepia because I love using this ink when I watercolor. And I also used, speaking of watercolors, I use these Milang watercolors. These are from Paul Rubens. And I really used them for these shimmer colors here, especially the blue and the pink, and a little bit of the white shimmer there. So I love these watercolors. I use them very often, as you're familiar with if you watched a lot of my videos. Let me go ahead and share my samples with you. This first card here, I used the sketched checkerboard in the background here on the card base, and then I used Jeannie's worn linen here to stamp some extra interest on my stamped panel. And then I just stamped that fly there 3 different times, and then added that sentiment in black. And I think this turned out really nice. I like the addition here of the little twine. And then I did add a piece of gold foiled cardstock there from my stash, and I just liked the little bit of shine that provided to the card. So that's my first card. My second card, probably my favorite of the 3 that I'm going to share with you, is this one here. And again, I just grabbed a piece of that gold foil cardstock from my scrap stash and added it there. On the base of this card, I stamped the shiplap, and I stamped it in a craft colored ink, so you can't really see it all that well. And then here you can see I used Jeannie's worn linen again. I just love how this looks. So how I achieved this look here, this is watercolor paper. I used the Vintage Photo Distress ink, this ink here, to ink up my stamp, and then I spritzed it with water. And then when I stamped it on the paper here, then some of the areas where that water was kind of pooled and gave it that really cool looking watercolor look. So I love that technique. And then you can see maybe I use those shimmer watercolors to paint the image, so you can see the shimmer of the water there, which is what it looks like when you're down on the river and the light's hitting it just like so. And lots of little sparkles up here in the top side as well. So probably my favorite of the 3 cards. And then the last card that I have to share with you is this one here, and I use the boat image. And again, I use the shimmer watercolors to paint it. Even the pink in the sky is the shimmer watercolor. And on the background here, I stamped the shiplap stamp again. And then on this little panel here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but I stamped one of the flies on there. So, and then I did use some of this beautiful gold DMC thread just for a little bit of embellishment here, just to catch a little bit of light. Since I didn't have another gold panel piece to add to this one, I thought adding this little string here was cute. So Perfect cards for the fellas and Father's Day and just summer in general. So these were really fun to make. I will put links down to the Impression Obsession site below in the description box, and I will always also put a link to my blog where I'll be sharing a list of the other Impression Obsession designers who are sharing samples for today and tomorrow. So check that out, and I hope you're inspired by my projects. I love making masculine cards, so these were really fun to make. And I think that's it. So check out the limited edition set from Impression Obsession. It's available for this month of May and into June. And that's it. They are limited edition. So if it's something you're interested in, you might want to snag it up real quick. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.